The neighbor uncle lured the girl to a remote place. Then he cruelly murdered her. But the very next day, the police came knocking on his door. The neighbor tried to stay calm as he opened the door. When he saw the girl's photo the police brought, he completely panicked, because the bracelet in the photo was hanging inside his house at that very moment. To distract the officers, the neighbor started showing off his handmade models. While the officers were absorbed, he quietly placed his hand over the bracelet, not wanting them to notice him hiding it. He bent down and explained the inside of the model. Seeing the officers completely captivated by his explanation, the neighbor slipped the bracelet into his pocket. After sending the officers away, he drove to a cliff. Without hesitation, he threw the bracelet into the abyss. Since the police never found the girl's body, they couldn't prove it was murder. This unexpected tragedy hit the family hard. The once gentle father became unusually irritable, and the mother, unable to bear the pain of losing her daughter, chose to leave home temporarily. Then the father found a roll of film the girl had taken before her death. Suddenly, he remembered something. His daughter was introverted, she would never go with a stranger. So the killer must have been someone familiar. The father immediately contacted the police and gave them a list of possible suspects. But after investigation, everyone on the list had solid alibis. While struggling to recall if he had overlooked anyone, he saw his neighbor. Although they had lived on the same street for many years, they'd never had much contact. Besides, even if the neighbor was a killer, he wouldn't dare target someone so close, right? But just as the father was about to leave, the neighbor saw him and dropped a branch in shock. The neighbor's panic raised the father's suspicion again. Hearing that the neighbor was building a hunting trap, the father offered to help. No matter how much the neighbor refused, the father insisted on following him to the backyard. Finally, the neighbor couldn't take it anymore and went back inside, slamming the door. At that moment, the father understood everything. In rage, he smashed a hole in the neighbor's door. But in an instant, he was taken away by the police. Since there was no solid evidence, they couldn't arrest the neighbor. The father then put on a polite face, saw the officers off. But once they left, he picked up a baseball bat and walked straight into the neighbor's house.